Good evening, my name is Dova, and welcome to Walking and Talking in Video Games. Tonight we will be walking through Skyrim while I gently talk you to sleep, discussing whatever my ADHD brain decides it wants to think about. I'm so glad you're here, and I want you to know that you are safe here, and you are loved. Now, let's get to walking. Okay, so we're picking up where I left off in the last Skyrim Walking and Talking, which is at, I forgot to go check the name of the inn, Braidwood Inn. I'm not even honestly sure where we are, but, oh, and there's a dragon nearby somewhere. That's lovely. I've been sitting here, like, preparing for the video with Skyrim just running, and that's the first time a dragon has roared, so I guess, like, he knows we're recording. So, good for us, I guess. How have y'all's weeks been since well, actually, it's been a couple of weeks since I posted my last Walking and Talking. I haven't had much time to record, because these take a while to record. They take several hours, and I haven't had uninterrupted recording time. So I haven't been able, and I've been dying to make another one. Honestly, these videos are kind of like therapy for me. Just being able to like talk myself through whatever I'm thinking and feeling at the time, even if it's maybe a little too vulnerable sometimes, but I enjoy it. So here we are back to my own personal therapy section that you get to listen in on. But I hope that y'all have had a wonderful few weeks, and oh, there's the dragon. He's over there, off in the distance. Scary. That reminds me, I was talking to a friend recently about my love for dragons and the fact that in Skyrim you have to kill the dragons. And my friend was asking if that bothered me, like if killing the dragons, since I love dragons so much, like hurt my soul to do. And I'm not really sure why, but I don't really mind it. I think the dragons are awesome and I do love them. Technically they're wyverns, but that's a little too nerdy. But well, okay, so just to explain, wyverns have 2 legs and 2 wings, whereas dragons have 4 legs and 2 wings. So technically the Skyrim dragons are wyverns, but that doesn't bug me. Not like it did in high school whenever I was trying to be like mega nerd. Oh, mammoths. We gotta watch out for the giants that might be nearby. So, yeah, to get back to the story, I don't... Who is this guy? Killing the dragons doesn't bother me. I don't even really know why it doesn't bother me, but I don't know. I mean, they're naughty boys, so... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, I wonder if I still have I forgot to set the invisible command. Maybe it's still set.
I am waiting for a good death.
Wait, why don't you like me? What did I do to you? What? Am I crouching? Yes, oh I was.
If you are not here to grant me a good death, then you can leave. Yes, were I to simply lay down and die, it would not please Markarth.
Why do you wish to die, sir?
My time has come. I am old. Too old to become chief. It would be wrong for me to take wives at this age. So I will die.
You have nothing else to do?
Given me a vision of a glorious death. I am to wait here until it finds me. As you can see, it has not yet arrived.
Oh, imagine that. You don't look that old to me. Certainly you're still a strong, capable warrior.
Indeed. One should find his death while he can still call himself a proper man.
Well, how old are you, like 40s?
We are not like these Nords and Imperials who carry on until they are gray and feeble and their hair falls out. To cling to something past its usefulness is unseemly. How much more so when that thing is you?
That's such a way to talk about human, well, not human, but to talk about life. It seems there's no talking you out of this.
You should leave. I don't want you scaring off my good death.
Okay. Rude. Good luck. Best of luck. Maybe I'll come back. Whoa. Did you kill these? Dude. That could have been the good death that you were looking. Oh, that's a horrible way to die. Ugh, anyway, let's move on to more positive topics. Sometimes the roads in Skyrim are hard to tell where exactly they are. These are okay, because these... Oh shoot, I do not have the invisible... Or do I? He's not attacked. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Okay, let me take care of this real quick. Okay, took care of that, and I think that dragonfly just pushed me. And I turned off the AI detection, so hopefully enemies will not see me, which makes me... Why did the wolf see me and the giant walked right past me? Because usually they're aggressive on sight, right? Well, I guess I should test to make sure that this worked properly. Let me see. Let me walk up to this giant and see what he says. Or what he does. He wouldn't talk to me. Oh, yikes. That looks painful. Hello. He clearly notices me, but doesn't notice me. So I guess it worked, because he would be attacking me otherwise. Did y'all know that the giants were designed after someone on the Skyrim team's dad? Like, the face that they used for the giants is modeled after that person's dad's face. That's so cool. He's immortalized in the video game. It's awesome. So yeah, I guess that the toggling AI detection worked properly, so that's good. Now I just have to find the... Oh, no. Now I just have to find the road again. Oh. There it is. I'm so tempted to pick up stuff, but I don't want it to make those annoying noises. So I'll just come back for it later. We'll just keep taking a leisurely stroll. So for this walking and talking video, I pulled up a random topic generator. So if I run out of things to say, I'm going to switch screens and pull up a random topic. I have it set to pull up 3 topics at a time, and then I'll like pick one out of the 3. Some things I just have not much to say about them, but I will do my best to at least one out of the 3 ramble about that topic as much as I can. If it pulls up cheese, I will talk about all my favorite cheeses and how I named raptors after cheese in Ark, and you know, whatever the heck else I can think of. But until then, I will just talk to you about whatever pops into my brain. Which, for some reason, talking about cheese reminded me of the Renaissance Festival. I have no idea why, because I don't think I've specifically eaten cheese at the Renaissance Festival, but the Renaissance Festival is so funny. At least the one in, like, the big Texas one in Houston is awesome, because not only is it huge, but I think I've wandered off the path. But anyway, all the food that they sell there is on a stick, so you can walk around and eat it, which is genius, especially since whenever you get a table, or whenever you get something that like needs to be eaten at a table, there's very rarely actually tables available because there's so many people there. So they give you, you know, your cheesecake on a stick, of course the corn dog on a stick. I like to get the chocolate covered strawberries on a stick. Whatever you can imagine. Fried Oreos on a stick. Whatever you can imagine, they put it on a stick. I don't know how they do. You know what? It kind of reminds me of in iCarly, whenever, what was his name? T-Bone had tacos on a stick, and no one knew how he did it because tacos just break when you try to put them on a stick. He's Awesome. That was a good show. Let's go in here and see what we can find. So I've been feeling, this is completely off topic, but I've been feeling a lot of unnecessary anxiety. I think it's intrusive thoughts, and oh, I guess this door is locked. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well. But yeah, so I've been having a lot of intrusive thoughts lately about, like, nothing too crazy, just like whenever something feels like it's going right in my life, my brain just goes, well, what if it could go horribly wrong instead? And then whenever I push one thought away, my brain goes, well, what if it went horribly wrong in this way? And then it just keeps spiraling. Like, as something as simple as if I almost step on my dog's toe, for example, my brain goes to, well, you know, you're wearing boots. You could have absolutely, like, obliterated her toe, broken it, and then you'd have to go to the emergency vet right now, even though you're going to be late for work and blah, blah, blah. It just goes to the worst possible outcome. And I don't know why my brain just spirals like that, but it is so annoying. And I actually had to stop and have a conversation with myself today because it was spiraling about something else, and there's something specific that's been happening in my life where my brain has been coming up with constant ways that it could go horribly wrong. And so I finally had to stop and have a conversation with myself today about, and like yell at my brain and say, listen, it's okay if things don't work out. It's gonna be okay. We will survive. We've survived everything up to this point. It's gonna be okay. Stop spiraling. And I don't know if my brain will listen, but we'll see. I went outside and I sometimes I have to do like physical things in order to deal with my mental self. So as a sort of visualization exercise today, I went outside and I like imagined pulling these emotions from my chest and then hurling them out into the wild. And hopefully that helps. In the moment, it felt like it helped, but I don't know. I feel like in my brain, I know that I'm one thought away from spiraling again. So we'll see. It's hard. It's hard to fight your brain whenever it really wants to go in one specific direction. I don't know. Especially when your anxiety is founded in past experiences or realistic things that actually could happen. Like with my dog and her toes. Could I break her toe by stepping on it with my boot? Sure, maybe. Possibly, potentially. However, is that likely to happen? No. No. I don't weigh that much. It's not like my boots have steel bottoms. And I would more than likely notice, as I have, before I put all my weight on her. And so it just doesn't make sense for me to think about things that haven't happened. But at the same time, thinking about things that haven't happened is how you prepare for things that could happen. So it's kind of a hard balance. Sorry, I've been walking around this specific area because I really wanted to talk to these guys. But I don't know why they're staring at this wall when she's staring at the path. Oh. Okay, I guess since I turned the AI off, they aren't talking to me. I must have used a different command last time because last time they still talked to me. Oh, I can't turn my camera to the right. That's really weird. Why can't I turn my camera? There we go. Oh, I'm like stuck. It thinks I'm stuck in conversation. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. This is lovely. So this is what the camera does whenever you're in a conversation. It doesn't let you move it too far, and it kind of slows down and then stops. And that's what it's doing outside of conversation for some reason. So I can't... Alright, time to quit Skyrim and try again. I'll be right back one more time. Alright, good news, we're free again. Looks like she's looking at me. Oh, no, she's not. I can once more turn my camera 360 degrees. Thank God. So we're back on this... Wait, which way did I come from? I think I'm going this way. If not, well, oh well, we'll figure it out. I, like, never follow the path properly whenever I'm playing Skyrim. Whenever I first played Skyrim, like my first playthrough ever, I did not know that fast traveling was a thing, so I traveled on foot everywhere for like my first 20 hours into the game, which meant that I unlocked a lot of random sites around the map, which was nice. I didn't take the road then either because I just walked in straight lines. What is going on here?
Come along, no more stops. We need to find our way to Solitude.
It looks like you're stopping to me. Whatever makes you happy. Why are they all... The cats did this too. Why are they just looking at nothing? What is he looking at? Just the rocks and plants and stuff. Okay, well. Whatever makes you happy, dude. We will continue along our journey. But yeah, so I unlocked tons of random camps and stuff along the roads. Or, not along the roads, but around the map. And the next time I had a playthrough... Ooh, he's got, you know, pretty yellow eyes. I wish the wolves looked a little better. A little less angled. I don't know. I mean, they look cool, I guess. But anyway, what was I saying? Sorry, my bad. Oh, but yeah, so for my second playthrough ever, I was originally going to do the same thing because I was like, well, I unlocked so many places which made fast traveling later on so convenient. But I just did not have the patience. Now that I knew that fast traveling existed, I did not have the patience to walk everywhere. And I had a horse too in my first playthrough because I had played Skyrim on a friend's recommendation. And so anytime a major decision came along, I like asked him, like, what should I do? Like, should I join the Stormcloaks or Imperials? Should I join the Companions? Should I buy a horse? And whenever I asked him if I should buy a horse, I was actually honestly expecting him to say no because it seemed like maybe like a vanity item. Because I wanted a horse because I like having pets in games, but because a horse is 1,000 coins and I had just started and 1,000 coins was a lot to me at the time, I was thinking, well, it's probably not worth it, probably like a late game thing or something. I can earn 1,000 coins a lot more easily nowadays, but I didn't really know what I was doing back then. But to my surprise, he said, yes, you should absolutely buy a horse. They help so much with traveling. And he was right, especially when it comes to vertical traveling. Those things can climb a straight 90-degree wall. I never noticed that the elk's noses are like that. If I don't know how to explain, kind of bulbous. And his horns look like they're made of gold. I've never been this close to an elk. Very cool, very neat. I saw a picture recently of reindeer, and they were super short. Are reindeer that short? I mean, they've got to have long legs, because otherwise how could they pull Santa's sleigh? Just doesn't make any sense. I need graphics mods when I have a PC that can handle it. I think I need to get a new graphics card. Mine is a 1060, and I think we're up to 5060 now, so I could probably at least get a 4060 for not too terrible of a price. I mean, whenever I got my PC, it was 2020 when finding graphics cards and stuff was impossible without spending thousands of dollars. Oh gosh, what happened here? Everywhere you go, there's not so alive people. Jeez. Well, might as well check and see. No, what am I doing? Sorry, I know I said I wouldn't pick stuff up because of the random sounds, but I don't know, I just get excited when I see a chest. Which way did I come from? Which way did I go? Which way did I come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I feel like I came up the mountain, so let's go continue up the mountain. Yeah, I think that's a new deer. Yes, because I don't recognize those cottages either. Okay, we're making progress. Also, the sky is much more sunny out than it was whenever we first started, and it was snowing. I was watching Doug stream the other day, and he was streaming, can you complete Skyrim faction quests without touching snow? Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish the stream because it was 6 hours long and I had a life to live. But I wonder if he accomplished that feat. Shall we check on this guy and see what he's making? Let's do it. A sword. Iron? Iron sword? There's a lot of sparks flying. You keep at it, buddy. You're doing a good job. That water is not water. It's frozen or gel or something. Huh. Even the forge is more alive than this water. Hello, Mr. Chicken. Oh, wrong button, sorry. And that eye is... no brain behind those eyes. Sorry, I'm trying to move the camera a little more slowly, so it's a little more peaceful, and I just keep forgetting. What a beautiful game, though. So many trees and mountains and random plants. There's so much detail. It's insane. I wonder whose fort this is. I bet we can just walk right in and nobody will stop us. I like how they've got barricades, but they left one side completely open anyway. What I used to do in my first game was whenever I would come to places like this where it's just non-stop killing, I would just turn into a werewolf and slaughter everything. But then you can't loot bodies, which is really annoying. She's not even actually doing anything. She's just staring at the corner. She must be in trouble. She's staring at the corner. Yeah, I guess these are bandits. Let's see who's up here. I thought she had a 5 o'clock shadow for a second. She is not the prettiest lady, is she? You know what? She'd be... if she had like a mask, like a face mask, one that goes on your lower face, I think she'd be a lot prettier. Because she's got nice eyes. But oh my gosh. Something about the expression too is just Again, no thoughts behind those eyes. Moving on. Imagine how much more chaotic this would be if they knew that we were here. Someone's cooking. He's sitting. You know, what if you get shot in the chest? You have no protection. What is that? Is he a wood elf? Oh, there's like hardly any wood elves in this game. Nice. My people. This is a nice view. I can see why you wanted to sit up here. I have had... Every time I find a new song, it just gets stuck in my head, and I have to play it over and over again. And I know a lot of us are like that, where we have to play this new song over and over again. But oh my gosh, that's like all my brain wants to do. I can't get it out of my head, and my brain is just playing this one line from this new song that I found on repeat, and it will not stop. Look at all these leaves. Pretty. And I don't know how to make it stop. Because listening to the song doesn't help, listening to other songs doesn't help, singing the song doesn't help. I mean, it helps in the way that I like enjoy listening and singing, but yeah, it's just stays stuck in my head. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. There's definitely worse things that you can have playing and replaying in your head. Especially, and it's a good song, it's not like an annoying song. Oh my gosh, whenever I first heard years and years ago, whenever I first heard that little Baby Yoda song on TikTok, that stayed in my head for a long, long time. That was an annoying one. Or the Gummy Bear song. Or... No, probably better to not keep thinking of annoying songs. Sorry if I got any of those stuck in your head. Love you. Where are we now? Oh, is this Riften? We walked all the way to Riften? I wonder if we can walk right in. Yes, without him stopping us, because he usually... Oh, but it's locked. Is there another way in? Does Riften have a back entrance? I don't actually know. Man, somebody needs to clean these walls. Oh, I got a funny comment the other day on one of my walking and talking videos where somebody said that they woke up in the middle of the video half asleep and thought that they were on a call with their friend. So they were just saying, yeah, uh-huh. And that comment made me laugh so hard. And I think that that's a good thing because evidently I was able to put them to sleep, and my goal for these is to make it feel kind of like a phone call where I'm just a friend talking and telling you about my life and giving you something to listen to as you fall asleep. So that made me happy, but it was really funny. And if that was you who made that comment, thank you for commenting that. I found it hilarious. Let's see. I know this garden. And I know that casket. However, in this playthrough, I have not even begun the Thieves Guild quest. So, I think this is the first time that I've gotten to Riften and entered for the first time through a different entrance than the main one. Because I always deal with that dumb guard out front who wants to intimidate you into giving him money. I'm the listener now. No, that's Dark Brotherhood. I'm the harbinger now. Ah, the Nightingale armor is so cool for the Thieves Guild quest. That is like my dream cosplay right there, is the Nightingale armor. It's so pretty. Ever since I saw someone on Pinterest wearing it out in the snow, taking awesome pictures, looking super pretty and super badass, I have wanted that armor. And one day I will have it. But for now, there are more important things that I need to spend my money on and save up for. So it'll have to wait until I'm... Oh. Are you gonna respond? Guess not. In my first ever playthrough, so this girl, her name is Sapphire, and in my first ever playthrough, she somehow died. I think that thieves attacked the town or something, and she somehow died. I don't think it was my fault. I mean, who knows, but I don't think it was my fault. So I looted her body, and what do you know? She had a sapphire on her body. Imagine that. That was it. There wasn't much other point to that story. But thanks for listening anyway. Let's explore all the nooks and crannies and... Oop. Oh. That was just a circle. What's in here? Interesting. It opens... Oh. Okay. It opens immediately to an upstairs and a downstairs. That's interesting. Who is this guy? Why are all these people just staring at nothing? They don't move around and have lives when nobody's watching? What is this letter? Bully, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your suspicions are likely correct. I've been following Nivenor as you requested, and I'm fairly certain that she's had extramarital relationships with more than one individual within Riften. I have yet to obtain proof of her adultery, so please do not confront her with this information until I've secured it. I'll waive the usual charges for now, but expect full payment once... Hello? The page isn't turning. Oh well. We can assume what it says. Oh, okay, so it turned... So my mod that makes unread books glow apparently also works on letters. But it made it like dark instead of glowing. I was wondering why it was dark. Oh, here's some more books. Olaf and the Dragon by Andonato Liatelli. One of the more colorful legends in Nord folklore is the tale of Olaf One-Eye and Numenex. Long ago in the First Age, a fearsome dragon named Numenex ravaged the whole of Skyrim. The dreadful drake wiped out entire villages, burned cities, and killed countless Nords. It seemed that no power in Tamriel could stop the monster. Ooh, this looks like a spicy story. And long. I like how when you flip the page, the new page just comes out of nowhere. Like, it doesn't... It looks like... Because the pages don't change. If that made any sense. Okay. Ooh, you have a chest. It's not like you can see what I'm doing anyway, so might as well just take it. No, I'm sorry. That's cheating. Let's continue. Let's see what's downstairs. So is... Based on that letter, is this girl the adulterer? I mean, she does have shifty eyes. No, I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, a cellar. Cellar? I don't even know her. Haha. Sorry. I'm tired. Yeah, well, there's not too much else that's interesting in this house, so I guess we'll move on. Oh, I know who these people are. She's Mule the lioness. And why is something looks off about her when you look at her profile? Like just half of her face. But if you look at her from the front, she looks okay. But I don't know. Maybe it's like the ridge of her nose comes out too far or something. Or her lip. I don't know. Something about her. From the front, she looks okay. Maybe that's just how Skyrim people are. I've never really paid much attention. Well, because they're usually looking straight at me, so. Now that I think about it, once I turned the AI detection off, the giant was the only one who followed my movements with his head. The others just don't even see me. And it is so quiet in this town when no one sees you. Even they only had part of a conversation before going silent. It's weird. It's really weird. Ooh. Not looking too good, buddy. And see, these... Oh, I thought he had necklaces on his table for some reason, but I guess not. Well, these wines that I'm sure he's got for sale, I could just take them, and he would never know. They would just disappear right in front of his eyes. He wouldn't even react. Come on, don't these people live their lives when there's no camera on them? I guess not. But that's crazy to me. I thought that the AI would still do what it does, even when... Huh. So I guess maybe what the... Because the command that I used was TAI, which is... like toggle AI, I guess. And I thought that that would just toggle their ability to detect me, but it's almost like it toggles their ability to even function, except for this guy who's actually, you know, doing something. The other ones are just standing around, staring at nothing, and... It's weird. Maybe we leave the town. It's a little creepy. Actually, let's go into the orphanage real quick while we're here. Where was it again? Wait, shoot, where was it? I'm just walking in circles at this point. It's that building, right? I'm pretty sure. Yes. Honor Hall Orphanage. Let's see if they do anything. Yes, Grelid. They're not doing anything.
Those who shirk
they
their
are.
duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
And there it is. The conversation stopped. Why did it stop? Ooh, she is ugly. Who did your makeup, ma'am? It's not looking too hot. Oh, she looks angry. Oh my gosh. Why is she so mad? I thought she'd be like scared. You know what, the boys, I kind of hate their hair. It's like weird. It reveals too much of their forehead. I don't know. Anyway, let's maybe leave Riften. It's kind of creepy when there's no one's doing anything, no one's talking. They're all just standing around. Okay, so now what happens if I go out the front gate despite the fact that it was locked earlier? Let's find out.
I had another run-in with...
Oh, dang it. Someone finally talked. Not that her partner would have responded, but... Inns are a great place to pick up rumors. Oh, I actually made it out. Okay, so... Oh! The guard that would have intimidated me here is gone. So I... cheated. Well, let's sit... I can't sit in the chair. Come on. You know what? Let's grab a horse. Who's gonna stop us? Okay. Okay. So I guess I just can't interact with... Oh, because the horses have AI of their own, so... Maybe that's why I can't... Oop, sorry. Did not mean to do that. Wow, okay. So we're just gonna be on foot. But wow, look at this sunset. Ooh. It's beautiful. Maybe we just sit by the lake for a while and enjoy the peace. Let me think if there's any stories that I could tell you. Let me pull up my story list. I know I said I would use the random topic generator, but I have so many stories on my list of storytime video ideas, so I might as well talk about one of those. Here's a good one. So I have a tendency, not an intentional tendency, but a tendency nonetheless, to hold grudges, and I wish that I didn't, because sometimes it just kind of consumes me, but sometimes they're just silly. So there was this one time I went to Taco Bell with a friend, and I got my first ever Taco Bell chalupa. I didn't even know what a chalupa was, but I got one for the first time, and I had gotten it in a box combo, so there were other things in the box, and I ended up getting full on the other things and didn't get a chance to eat my chalupa. So I brought it home, put it in the fridge, and this was a home that I shared with roommates. So it's in there one night, and then the next day when I go to eat my chalupa, it's gone. And so I texted our roommate group chat, and I was like, hey, does anybody know, like, what happened to the Taco Bell that was in the fridge? And then my roommate goes, oh, I threw it away. And I was like, girl, what? It was in there one day. And she was like, yeah, I was cleaning out the fridge and I thought that it had been there for a while. I was like, you couldn't have freaking asked. So she said that she would buy me a new one. And guess what? She never did. Oh, forgot about that. So I never got my replacement chalupa. And it's such a silly thing to hold a grudge about. And I'm not, like, mad anymore. And, well, actually, there were other things that happened with that roommate that are much more worth being upset about. But that was, like, my petty grudge. Like, what the heck? My chalupa. But whatever. I did have, since then, gotten a chance to try a chalupa from Taco Bell. And you know what? They are delicious. They lived up to the hype. But I like to get it, well, of course, I always get the chicken chalupa, because the cubed chicken that they put in them is better, in my opinion, than, well, I like the beef, but I like it best with crunchy tacos. So if in my chalupa, I prefer the chicken. And then I also get it without sour cream, because I've never liked sour cream, although I am very recently starting to somewhat enjoy it, so in specific things at least. So you know what? I'm making progress. I'm advancing, furthering my palate, if you will. So, yay me. What is this building? Is this Honningbrew Meadery? Or Blackbriar Meadery? Or one of the meaderies? No, I think Honningbrew is somewhere else. Oh, no, this is the one with the bees, right? From that one quest. I think. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, I might as well just tell you about the other things that happened with that roommate. So we're gonna into some drama here. So hold tight. So she, in our last month of living together, um, brought her sister to come live with us for the entire month. She didn't help pay any part of the rent. She didn't help pay any part of the bills. The rent I was fine with, but the bills, like, she was, oh, that's locked. She was, using the utilities too, and for things that don't change price, like the rent and the Wi-Fi, like, that's fine. But for things that, like, do change price with use, she should, the water and electricity, she should pay for the amount of that she's using. Like, we shouldn't all have to cover her living for free. She's not my sister. Why should I care about you know what I mean? So that upset me. And then actually I was gonna move out a month early because my controller stopped working. Oh, there we go. So it was just like stuck walking forward and I couldn't use the camera. Oh, it's still not working. But anyway, yeah, so I was gonna move out a month early because I had another place to stay, or because the place that we were moving to, or that I was moving to with two other girls who I wasn't living with at the time, was gonna be available in June, whereas my lease didn't end until, no, sorry, it wasn't gonna be available, or it was, oh my gosh. It was gonna be available in June, but my lease didn't end until July. So, I was gonna move there a month early, especially since I had also just gotten a dog, and the house that I did live in didn't allow dogs, and, like, my one roommate was threatening me, that, like, I had to be out, or the dog had to be out, which, not cool, but at the same time, I do understand her perspective, and I should have waited, but, like, also, I don't know, the 2 out of 4 of the girls, well, there were 4 of us, including me. The one that I shared a room with, she was cool. She's awesome. I'm still, like, friends with her, and not, like, I haven't talked to her really in years, but like, she's cool. We're on good terms. But the other 2, just all sorts of stuff happened. So I was gonna move out a month early, and then I told her I'm not paying, like, I'll pay for the Wi-Fi and the rent, because those are static, but I'm not paying for the electricity or the water, because those I'm not going to pay for something that only, like, me not using electricity and water means that the bill is going to go down, so, like, I'm not paying for stuff that I'm not using, and since your sister is there anyway, she can pay for it. Oh. Who just said that? Anyway, so, yeah, and then she got super pissed off at me, so she came up to my room and she was like, well, I mean, obviously I can't force you to pay, but, like, you should. And I was like, girl, you are being ridiculous right now. But then, whenever I tried to move into the new place, it wasn't even actually ready. There was so much, like, it wasn't cleaned, and it needed a bunch of, like, maintenance, and so I told the landlord, you have to fix this, it's not ready for moving, and that landlord ended up sucking. We had to leave that lease halfway through because it got overrun with rats, and he wasn't doing what he needed to do. Like, it needed to be fumigated, because we did all sorts of traps, and he tried these, like, sonic, like, sound wave things that were supposed to repel no, none of it worked. Of course, it needed to be fumigated or something. And I don't like using traps and stuff because, rats are living creatures with souls and they need to be dealt with humanely. However, they were eating our food and trashing everything, so something had to be done. But anyway, back to the original story. So there was all sorts of stuff that needed to be done in that house before it was ready to be moved into. So I did end up having to live in my other house for an extra week, and because I was there for an extra week, I just ended up paying the bills for the whole month, and I don't know, it was such a frustrating situation. But then, because I had made the mistake of trusting my future roommate with the information that I told Maria that I wasn't gonna pay the bills at the old house, my new roommate told me that she wasn't, and I thought she was like on my side, and like we were good, and like she had my back. But then she goes, well, because she was working at a camp for the summer, so she was like, well, since I'm not going to be living there for 2 months, you can pay the bills and the rent since I'm not going to be living there. And our third roommate, because there were only 3 of us in that house, our third roommate also wasn't living there. And so, like, living there yet. So the same deal went for her, like. So that was super frustrating, but in my head I was just thinking, well, I mean, what am I gonna do? I just got finished telling her about how, like, what I told Maria about not paying for the water and electricity at the other house. So she, like, pulled my own move on me, and what am I supposed to do? So I was just like, okay, I guess. And so I ended up paying the utilities at both houses for that month, because I had spent the 1 week at the first house and then wasn't able to move into the second house. But then oh my gosh, it was just so frustrating. Thankfully, after we demanded that the landlord prorate our rent to cover the few days that we weren't able to move in, or the week that we weren't able to move in, which he tried to negotiate it down to a few days, and we were like, no, we weren't able to live there for a week, so you're gonna take off a week of the rent. I mean, what the hell? He can afford it. Fuck that guy. Sorry, excuse my potty mouth, but I mean, what the hell? So I'm like getting fired up talking about this, but so that was just a total mess. And then it was just me and my new dog, lonely at the new house, and I'm just getting like negative feelings thinking back on all of this. And things with me and the new roommates, well, the roommate that I knew, the one that I had trusted, that I shouldn't have, I knew her previously, like we were friends previously. And when we lived together our first year in college, things were great. But when we lived together that year and the next year, because we did live together 2 years this time, it ended up really not great. But the girl that she brought in that I didn't know until she lived with us, things were awesome with her. We became way closer than me and the other girl that I had known before. So she was like my best friend in that city, or in that town. Wait, is this the path? I guess so. But by the time our time together ended and she had moved, so what happened was, my controller stopped working again. What happened was she got a new job and she started hanging around, and I'm not like a prude, I guess. And I don't mean like a sexual prude, but like I don't care if you drink and party and stuff. But so her new like coworkers who like became her friends, and I'm glad she was making new friends, were drinkers and partiers. And that's fine. Like, I'm happy to see people having fun and exploring themselves, and if they're not used to partying and they start partying and they end up enjoying it, that's great. Whose horse is that? Whose horse is that? That was a terrible accent, sorry. However, the problem was she ended up, like, her attitude and personality totally changed and she just became a very negative person. So my relationship with her unfortunately kind of crashed and burned. And so I ended that living experience not being friends with either of them anymore. But it is what it is. And I just don't need negative people in my life. Where's the trigger for that? Oh. Okay, I wanted to test and see if it was like included in the AI thing. I didn't think it would be. I figured it would work, and it did. So I'm glad it didn't actually hurt me. Is this the vampire cave? Look at their eyes. No, she's not a vampire, but are there? I feel like there are vampires further in. Eating Skaver seems like a bad idea, because it seems like they'd be diseased. But yeah, so that was... There's some of my college experience for you to enjoy. Whoa. There's a lot of not so alive people in here. Oh, it is the vampire cave. She is 100% a vampire. Look at those eyes. Okay, let's go farther in. Let's see what there is here to be explored. Oh, yep, caskets. A chest. Oh, that's it for this room. Oh, another vampire? Yeah, no, he looks like a normal guy. I mean, his eyes are red, but they're not glowing like the other girl. Maybe he's an initiate. I guess we have to go down. What about her? Her eyes. What is with her face? My gosh. These people are kind of ugly. I think that's a book that levels up your stats, but I won't touch it because that sound is going to be loud. We're going spelunking. Oh. Wait, is this the exit? No, okay. Here we go, here we go. Oh my gosh, my controller again. Dude, what is up with this thing? Let's see what there is to see here. Ooh, spiders. Sorry. That's probably not something you want to see when you're trying to relax. But yeah, that's the tea. What's some other tea I can give you? Oh, so whenever I used to work at this vet clinic, things were all well and good when I started working there. And I only worked there for a total of 6 months, but that's plenty of time for things to go horribly wrong, I guess. So whenever I started working there, everyone was super welcoming and nice, and there were actually like 4 of us that kind of started around the same time. So there was this girl there. I'll call her just a... As much as she didn't respect me, I will respect her privacy. That girl looks exactly like the other girl. Anyway, I will respect her privacy and call her Kate. So, Kate, not real name. This is like a Reddit story. Oh my gosh, Clavicus Vile! Wait, that's his name, right? Wait, what's his name? It's not Barnabas. Talking Dog. I did not realize that was where I was. Huh, cool. I guess I'll come back here oh man. I'll come back here another time. There's a way that you can get both his mask and his... What is the other thing? It's like a weapon or something. There's a way that you can get both by using like the... I think it's the slow time shout or something to like... You like give... I forgot the sequence of events, but like you like give him the thing, but then you take it back real fast, use the slow time shout, and then like run out of here before run out of here before these wait, there we go, before these things like close. And I don't remember how it works, but there's a way, where there's a will there's a way. So but yeah, so Kate, this girl that was a veterinary technician, which is what I also was, which is like, if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a nurse for vets. So she was nice to all of us newbies at the beginning, but then she got pregnant. And I have bad luck with pregnant women treating me like shit for some reason, but she got pregnant, and our boss was saying it was the hormones. Like, our female boss was saying that it was the hormones, but I don't know. So she started treating us horribly, like totally bullying us, but not in an obvious way where it was like she wasn't going up to us and saying like, you're an idiot, you're ugly, but she was like just treating us poorly, treating us like we were incompetent, and putting us in bad situations. So she ended up getting let go because of that, and which I appreciated that our boss actually stuck up for us. And not that I wanted her to get let go when she was pregnant, because I'm being pregnant in America is so expensive. But she couldn't get away with treating us so horribly, so it was what it was, I guess. So she got let go, and I think we're back at Helgen. Yeah. Oh god, that's awful. So she got let go, but man, that was miserable. And then even one of the veterinarians was like, she made me anxious because she would always be super nice to the customers, but then as soon as we went into the back, like, we would leave the customer and their dog in the exam room, and then we would go into like the back and get medicine or whatever, she would talk shit about every single one. And so that, like, whenever I would bring my own dog in for veterinary care, I would be so terrified that she was saying the same stuff about me. Like, as soon as, like, I was even, like, a week too late on her vaccinations or something, I'd be like, oh my gosh, Dr. D is gonna be talking shit about me in the back and blah blah blah. Ugh, it made me so anxious. And it's so, like, just rude. Jeez, I can't. I might have to just not use the controller because it's. No, now it's frozen? I don't know what's happening. But, so you never know. Your vet might be. Not to give you a new thing to be anxious about, but your vet might be talking shit about you behind your back, and you'd probably never know. But since you'll never know, it doesn't matter. Just take good care of your animals and take them into the vet whenever you need to take them into the vet. And it's so crazy because she was so sweet to the customers. You never would have guessed that she was back there talking about how blah 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 owner is a terrible owner and their poor dog, blah blah blah. Ugh. And obviously, don't be a terrible owner. Take care of your animals, and then they won't have reason.
Over here.
What? What? Was it these people?
That's close enough, fool.
Oh, it was.
Now you die.
Vampires. Or now I don't die. Now I just keep walking, actually. Oops, someone else on the road. Is this? Wait a minute, it's Fondle! What are you doing outside of Riverwood? Huh, now he's stuck there. Wait, would he have gotten into a fight with the vampires? Keep walking, keep walking. Please keep walking. I'm sorry I stopped you. I'm sorry. Ugh. Oh well. Sorry if you can hear the clicking of the sticks of my controller against the plastic. Ay, ay. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of grudges, there's another one that involves roommates. So whenever we got... Oh, this one infuriates me too. Me? It infuriates me? What? It infuriates me too, also. And I probably shouldn't be talking about it because it makes me mad and I don't want to feel mad. But in the spirit of giving you all the tea, I will tell you. So, get ready, boys and girls. I lived in this place that had property managers, like a real estate company, realtor? This company would manage properties for landlords. And, for one thing, fuck landlords, but for another thing, this company, like our representative at this company for our house was super, super sweet at first. But as soon as we moved out of the house, she, of course, as they are, was 100% on the side of the landlord for everything, you know, squeezing every last penny for his sake and blah, blah, blah. So they charged us for a bunch of bullshit stuff that meant that we only got $50 of our $1,400 deposit back. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then we had to split that's $50 total, not per person. So we had to split that $50 three ways and only come home with like $17 out of our... We had each put in it was a $1,200 deposit. We had each put in $400. Oh, no wonder Fondle was over there. This is Riverwood. Oh, and for some reason, my roommates didn't care to fight it. Like, they were just like, whatever, we'll just take our $17. Like, why? That's a lot of money to college students who don't have money. So that really sucked, and I was so angry and upset that my roommates, like, wouldn't fight it with me, and I couldn't do anything by myself. Maybe I could have done something, but, like, without backup from the two other people who lived in the house, what was I gonna do? And I didn't know I couldn't afford a lawyer, and I didn't know the first thing about doing... And my other roommate did know a lawyer, or someone in the legal field at least, who had helped us with something else. So she had someone that she could have gone to, and so that just made me so upset, because they wouldn't even tell us what they were charging us for, because they listed it under, like, general maintenance and landscaping, and whenever I asked for an itemized list, they just sent general maintenance and landscaping, and they wouldn't actually tell us the list of things. And I was also frustrated because one of my roommates they told us we could only use, like, pins, like small pins to hang stuff up. And my roommate had drilled into the wall to hang up curtain rods and left horrible damage because the rods had, like, this circular plate that you, like, screwed in the wall. And the plate, I don't know if she'd screwed it in too hard or something, but there were circular indentations in the wall. So it was totally messed up. And I know that not only did we get charged for stuff that, like, way too much for a house that we left that was perfectly fine, and the landscaping charges were bullshit, because that yard was horrible, full of holes and full of weeds whenever we got there. And my one roommate's dog had dug a few new holes, but honestly, with how many holes there already were, you couldn't even tell us. Oh, no, you're gonna drown. Sorry, I didn't mean to gasp, and that's a little too exciting for our sleep video. But I don't know, I'm just like fired up right now. So, yeah, the landscape charges were bullshit. All the charges were bullshit, but also for the charges that weren't, or for like the parts of it that we would have gotten charged anyway, we had to pay for the one roommate who thought that she was gonna ignore the rules and mess up the entire wall. And that made me so angry. So angry. But yeah. If you're awake, please tell me about your bad roommate experiences so I can feel a little less alone. Because every time I've had so many people say to me that they had like great roommates, no bad experiences, or maybe like one bad experience, maybe two, but like nothing crazy. But it feels like everyone that well, and I know like it. So I'm not self-aware. Like I know that a lot if it seems like everyone is the problem, then really it's probably you that's the problem. So I don't know. Maybe it is me, but these things just feel like very blatantly like, and I definitely am not a perfect roommate. I'll be the first to admit that. However, I know that it wasn't all my fault. Oh, so I've had some not great roommate experiences. Yeah. This all started by me talking about a chalupa. And we've gotten here. Ooh. If I jump off, no! Ooh. I was gonna say, if I jumped off, I would certainly die. But I lived. And I didn't mean to. It was because I stepped off. That's why I lived. If I had jumped off, I would have died. That's how that works. I don't know where the path went, and it's super snowy again. Blizzardy, even, if you will. I'll just wander until I find a new path. I'll probably turn around and just go back the way that I came, but what's the fun in that? Is this a path? I don't think so. I don't know, there's some rocks, but it's not like road rocks. I've been trying to think about other games that I could do this type of video in, and I'm not really sure, because it's gotta be an open world game, right? And I'd love to do like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't have a capture card for my Switch. I mean, actually, you know what? It would only be like 20 bucks, I think, to get a cheap one. Although I'd have to make sure that it could record good frames so that it's not super laggy. But yeah, I think I can. I don't know, we'll see. I'll get a capture card. So I could do Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. But I was also kind of thinking, like, what if I did it in GTA? And that might be a little bit of a chaotic video, much less peaceful than walking around Skyrim. But I don't know. We could do it. As long as I don't get too excited and start breaking laws in that game and get the police on me, then I don't know. That could be fun. Spice things up a little bit. We found the road. We did it. All right. Let's walk this way. But other games, I don't know. Because a lot of games are becoming open world, right? But oh no. It's the what are they called again? What was that? What are they called again? The people who hate Talos and hate the worship of Talos. You have peepee eyes. Sorry, I'm getting silly. Maybe a sign that I need to end the recording soon, but we've only been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. Is it okay if I'm a little silly tonight? I want to be like gentle and calm, but I fired myself up with those stories and now my brain's just all over the place. Shoot, what are they called? The Thalmor. That's them, right? The Thalmor. Yeah, I think so. And then here's some Imperials. Why are y'all just staring at that? Wait, what is that? What's that? Yeah, this is like a great intro into what it's like to be friends with me. I'm just all over the place. Wait, I don't... And I'm trying to make this an actual sleep video and not just like a let's play that I talk through. Because if I get too chaotic, it'll just be like a let's play and that's no fun. So I'm trying to make this like a relaxing experience. But I am maybe not succeeding. You know, I'm gonna come back to this later. I don't have the brain power to do a puzzle right now. Let's go look at this foggy water feature, question mark, and see what's going on over here. Let me use the conversation topic generator and find something to talk about, because I am out of, well, I'm not out of stories, I've got plenty of stories, but okay, so we got typewriters, laundry, and Napoleon, and I just remembered I forgot to take my laundry out of the dryer, so thanks topic generator. I needed to do that. Oh, ow, jeez. Well, let's talk about typewriters, because I actually have something to say on that. So, the office that I work at, I didn't know that people still use typewriters. The office that I work at still uses typewriters. And, whoa, what is that? I have never seen this. Is this part of a mod? What the heck? Whoa. I'm gonna... Probably should... Do I have healing spells? Yes. Just heal myself real quick. That's the great thing about RPGs is you can do magical things. Wait, why is my health still seeming... Why is my heart still beating like that? Oh, because it's still super low. Wow. There we go. Okay. Probably didn't need to drink that many, just needed to drink enough to make the heartbeat stop, but I must have gotten really low. Oof, that would have been embarrassing if I died. Oh yeah, typewriters. So, my office still uses typewriters, and I don't personally use one, but like, a couple of my coworkers use typewriters to fill out paperwork. And I use what's called a dot matrix printer, which like kind of imprints it. Like I don't know if it uses, I don't think it uses ink, but like it like imprints the letters and whatever I type onto the paperwork, and like it's like carbon copy paperwork, so it imprints so that it goes on to the next, like every page. I don't know if I'm making sense, but so, and what it prints is based on an Excel sheet that I like send to the printer. So I have these Excel sheets that this is a boring piece of conversation, but back to the typewriters. So our office actually uses typewriters, and I guess they must use ink. I don't really know. But I didn't know that people still use typewriters, and wait. I just came from this way. Okay, I'm going that way. Am I? I don't even know. Yeah. Actually, I think that's all I had to say about typewriters. Did they not have, like, why did typewriters not have periods back in the day? Like, people had to type stop to end a sentence. Why didn't they just add a period key? Am I being, like, typewriter ignorant typist by saying that? I don't know. Would it have really been that hard to add a period key? I don't know. Well, I guess maybe, I don't know. Did they have like commas and question marks and stuff? I don't know. I guess not. They didn't have any punctuation. But like typing a period, even in place of like a question mark or something, would have been so much easier than typing stop after every sentence. That reminds me of in the mornings, I used to watch cartoons, and the cartoon that would come on all the time was like the Smurfs on the channel that I'd watch it on, which I think was Boomerang, if you're American and know what that is. But wait, Karth Waston. Markarth, let's go this way. But there was this commercial, or not like a little clip of a different show on the same network that they would like play, and I specifically remember it was two animals of species which I can't remember, but one of them was reading like a message that had been typewriter written, and it had all the stops in it, like I was just talking about. And so they were walking along, and he was reading the message, and every time he read stop, they would stop in place. And then he would start reading the next message, and they would stop. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that, but just talking about typewriters reminded me of that. I have nothing to say about Napoleon, other than Doug has a Napoleon AI that he used for one of his videos, and I don't know, I don't really have anything to say about it though. I don't remember much about that video. But yeah, actually I do need to get my laundry, so maybe do I pause or do I stop recording? That is the question. Are you asleep? Can you tell me if you're asleep, and then I'll base my decision on that. Tomorrow I have to shave my parents' dog. Not like shave her hair completely off, but trim her hair, groom her, because grooming her is my job. Yay me. But as a trade-off, my brother cleans the dog poop out of the backyard, so that's nice. So I have to, and I'm gonna have to wait to shower until after I do that, because I'll be covered in dog hair. But she's a small dog, thank goodness, so trimming her doesn't take too terribly long, but she gets matted, and you can't even tell that she's matted until like, because it's like a bunch of little tangles, and they're all super close to her skin. So, and I try to like brush her, but I don't know, I just don't have much time, and she's not my dog. I'm not with her all the time, so I don't know, but it's getting hot around here, so time to give her a trim, help her be more comfortable. I'm super glad that my dog has fur instead of hair, and yes, it means that she sheds a lot, but I don't have to trim her all the time, and also I don't even have to clip her nails, because she's a water dog. She absolutely loves the pool. Is there a sign? I want to go to Markarth. She absolutely, oh, a saber cat. She absolutely loves the pool. And whenever she's wet and running around on the concrete, like the pool deck, it keeps her nails ground down, like really well actually. So I don't even like ground to the quick all the time. So I don't have to trim or clip her nails ever. Which is nice, because I don't know where my nail clippers are at the moment. I love that she's a water dog. It's super fun. However, I don't love when she just decides to go jump in the pool, and then I have to deal with drying her off, and especially if I'm in a hurry or something. And every time we go somewhere, like every time I take her with me on a walk or even just out, if I take her to the vet and she gets anxious or whatever, she gets overheated. She gets overheated from that and from walks pretty easily. So I take her home and she asks to go in the backyard, and as soon as I open up the door, straight in the pool. She just doesn't even stop, because normally she'll ask permission. She'll like stand at her spot by the first step and look at me. And if I don't notice her, eventually she'll just jump in, but she'll wait a while for me to notice her. And however, if she's just been on a walk or out for whatever reason and she's super hot, she won't wait. She won't ask. She'll just dive straight in. And and of course I usually let her, because I get it. She's exhausted. Oh, an assassin. She's exhausted and super hot and deserves to cool off. But it's definitely a little annoying at times, because having to Carth Waste, how do you even say that? Must be new based on the way this sign looks. But yeah, so drying her off, she's an 80-pound dog, so drying her off is quite the feat. And I can never get her fully dry, no matter how much I like rub that towel over her. She's never fully dry. And I squeegee her too. Her chest holds a lot of water, and like her feet, so I squeegee the water out, but doesn't matter. Or well, it helps, it doesn't matter. But she's always wet. But that's my water dog. Another thing about having a water dog is a water dog who loves you, that is, she will run around me and shake off all the wetness on me, and then I'm covered in pool water, me and whatever I'm holding, my coffee, my phone, my journal, covered in pool water, so that's fun. Ooh, we found the Forsworn. Here's a briar heart. I hear that if you pickpocket their heart, then they... Is this a briar heart? The ones that wear these masks, I think, are briar hearts. Well, I guess I can't pickpocket them. There's a nernroot around here somewhere. I can hear it. But let's just move away from it. Yeah, so that's the life of the mother of a dog who loves to swim. And I love her to death, and I love that she loves to swim. She has an absolute blast, and it helps her cool off whenever she's super hot. So I'm happy to let her do it. Oh, goat. The Forsworn are scary people. Oh my gosh, just floating down the stream. You know what? Let me go get my laundry before I forget. Okie dokie, artichoke. So, sorry, that was cheesy. I just got back from getting my laundry. Thanks again to codebeautify.org/random topic generator for reminding me about that. And somebody else had their laundry in the washer, so I definitely needed to get my laundry out of the dryer. And now we're back, and we're just gonna walk around, and I think I'm gonna go for like another 30 minutes. That way I can make this a nice 2-hour video. And hopefully that'll give you plenty of time to fall asleep. One day I'll have the time to make 3-hour videos, but it's already 8:11 p.m. and I go to bed kind of early, and I would like to kind of rest for a bit before I have to go to bed, so yeah. So no 3-hour video tonight, but we're doing our best. Oops, sorry, nernroot. So here are our new 3 topics. And I know I said I would pick one, but I ended up talking about the last 3, all of them, so maybe I'll just end up doing that. But our new topics are giraffes, leather, and dentistry. And I'll start with dentistry because I actually have some stories to say about this one. I have had nothing but, growing up, I had nothing but terrible experiences with dentists. One of them, so whenever I was little, like, small child, you know when they take x-rays of your teeth and they make you bite down on that thing that, like, cuts into your mouth? Well, especially since I was small and had a small mouth, that thing cut into my mouth so bad, and, like, so here's the story how my mom would tell it, because, you know, her having an adult brain, a little more reliable than my child brain. But basically, I complained to the dentist that it hurt, and she was like, just deal with it, everyone has to do it, just deal with it. So I tried to bite down on it again, and it hurt. So I complained again, and this girl, this dentist, well, I guess it was the dental hygienist, was like, you are ridiculous, everyone has to do this, just deal with it. And so, like, I dealt with it, she told me to deal with it, so I dealt with it. And what happened was, I bit down on it all the way, and the only reaction I had, according to my mom, was one single freaking tear that, like, started rolling down my face, and that was it. That dental hygienist had had enough of me and my freaking pain, so she... Wait, Markarth is that way? Okay, well... And she was like, I'm done, I can't deal with this girl. And I was a child, and it hurt, and those things do hurt. They dig into your mouth, especially when you have a little child mouth. So that was just kind of awful. And then I had another dentist. It might have been the same office, but like an actual dentist, like, working in my mouth. I went for one visit, and she pointed out 2 teeth. Or maybe it was he, I don't even remember. I just remember the incident, not the dentist. But they pointed out 2 teeth, and they said, okay, well, if these 2 teeth, like, they were loose, they were wiggly. It was like, if these 2 teeth haven't fallen out by the time you come back, which was like a couple of weeks later, because maybe I'd had a cavity filled or something, because I did have a couple of those. They were like, then we'll pull them. Those 2 teeth ended up falling out. However, the equivalent 2 teeth on the other side of my mouth, whenever I went back, and the dentist pulled those 2 teeth without my mom's permission. They did not ask my mom before pulling those 2 teeth, which not only did they mutilate my mouth, but the money, that had to have been expensive. But they mutilated my mouth too. I was a child. My mom wasn't in the room. They pulled them without her permission. Oh, she was fuming. She was so mad about that. Oh my gosh, what the heck? This girl is kind of horrifying. So that happened, and then also, I had a couple of cavities filled, and one of the fillings is no longer, it's pushed off the back of my tooth, if that makes sense. Like, as if it's just kind of slid over time. It's literally currently hanging off the back of my tooth, and the cavity is exposed again. So I don't know how they put it in. I don't know if they're supposed to last forever, but my other ones have worn down a bit, but are still there. But this one, I don't know what they did. Cavity is exposed again. I'm not going to the dentist, though. I've had nothing but bad experiences, plus I can't afford it, so... and I hate when they drill into your cavity. Ooh, I'm sorry, this is not pleasant bedtime talk, but it is the worst. So I'm not going back to the dentist. Let's move on from this painful topic. Giraffes. So back whenever I was in high school, I was a bad texter. I would send like really short messages and I wouldn't sound happy, and I wasn't trying to like sound curt, but like I didn't even notice it at the time, but I would send one word messages and stuff, and whenever I would like later in life, whenever I went back and read those old messages, I was like, I sound miserable. So I was a really bad texter. But one of the things that I would do if I wanted to keep talking to somebody but I had nothing left to say, I would either like send a random picture, like take a picture in that moment, or I would just like say the word giraffe. And the reason was giraffe didn't mean anything, but I would try to think of like a random word to say, and I looked down my keyboard, and the G key is right smack in the middle of the keyboard. So that was just the letter G reminded me of giraffe, so I would just send the word giraffe, and it didn't make any sense, and I am embarrassed about my childhood self. But you know what? I was who I was, and I was a child with issues, so giraffe. That's like not something I ever intended on including as like a story time, because it's such a dumb and pointless thing to talk about, but the random topic generator made me do it. Oh, but you know what else about giraffes is when you go to the zoo and they have like the giraffe feeding area where you're standing on a bridge and the giraffes reach their necks up to you and you can like feed them leaves. Those are pretty cool. I feel like I've done that once, and there's a zoo here in the city that I live in now that has a giraffe feeding area, but I've never actually been to the zoo because my best friend came to visit me a few months ago, and we were gonna go to the zoo, but it was like we got done with what we were doing at 2:30, and I looked up the zoo to see how to get there, and you know what it said? It said, zoo closes at 3 p.m. What the heck? 3 p.m. is so early. I thought it would like close at 5.
What are you hiding, priest?
And of course he's not going to respond. 3 p.m. on a weekday. So it must be that it's only open for like school groups, because schools end at 3, so that would make sense. But so I've lived in this city for 3 years almost and still never been to the zoo here. Oh, the Jarl. I feel like I don't even remember talking to this Jarl. I'm sure I have, because I feel like you have to talk to all of them at some point, or well, I guess you don't have to, but I've definitely been in here. I remember like that entrance and the guy talking to the priest, but I don't remember this Jarl. Interesting. He's not memorable, I guess. Last topic, leather. What is there to say about leather? Whenever I was in Italy, they had like a couple of like leather shops, but our tour guide was like, there's only one leather shop that you should buy from, because it's like the best one and the best prices and like authenticity and blah blah blah. So we went to this leather shop, and I came out of it with a wallet. Like my mom bought me a wallet, but my dad almost bought this vest, and it was so weird because it was like just one of those, I guess, random things where you want to buy something that has like whoa, wait, are there supposed to be 2 of them? Oh yeah, that's 2. Okay, I thought it was 2 of the same guy. Well, like, you know those moments when you like want to buy something just because you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is calling to me, even though I don't wear anything like this normally. Well, the river's flowing up but down. That's interesting. But yeah, like you're like, I don't ever wear anything like this, but I want it. So it's one of those moments for him. He doesn't wear vests. Like, it was so weird. He's not that type of person at all. Not the vest wearing type of person. But he wanted this vest, and thankfully my mom talked him out of it, because not only was it like several $100s or euros, but it just wasn't something he was ever gonna wear. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, all I got was a wallet, but in Italy, our tour guide had told us that you gotta watch your back because there's pickpockets everywhere. And, you know, you gotta be careful. So I was like always looking over my shoulder. Like, anyone here could be suspicious. I gotta keep my eyes out. And I remember the people that we were walking with were like complimenting me on how vigilant I was. But I was just like, I just don't want anything to get stolen. Yay. So, and they had like, somebody had told a story about how they like knew someone who had put a $20 bill in their pocket just to see if it would get stolen, and they didn't even notice, but by the end of the day it was gone. And I think like a way that people do it is they'll bump into you, and so all that you notice in that moment is like them slamming into your shoulder or whatever. But turns out their sneaky little hands, sneaky little fingers have pulled the money out of your pocket. And why did he put a $20 bill instead of just putting like a $1 bill or something? Who knows? I'm sure he wasn't thinking, because it's not like a pickpocket is gonna know. First of all, they don't even know if anything's in your pocket. Second of all, they won't know what size the bill is if they do know this something. So I don't know. But yeah, so I was very vigilant about all of that. Dwarven ruins. Oh, do they even go anywhere? Oh yes, I just am blind. I don't love dwarven ruins, but they're not that bad compared to like... I'm not a fan of like the Draugr ruins. Those get pretty repetitive. Of course, there's the blind people, the snow elves. What are they called again? Falmer. The Falmer ruins, or the Falmer... Well, the Draugr are in crypts, not ruins, but the Falmer... whatever. The Falmer... Sorry, I stop repeating Falmer. Caves or whatever that they're in. Those can get kind of annoying too. I don't know, it just all gets repetitive at some point, right? Let's just leave. Let's go back to the city. But it's because they send you down all these different quests that have like very similar locations, very similar tasks, fetch quests and escort quests, and you know how it is. That's just the way that RPGs are. Especially a game as big as Skyrim. It's got so many miscellaneous quests, and you know, things are going to overlap when you've only got so many mechanics to work with. And there are a lot of mechanics to work with, but it's still a finite amount, so they do what they can. And they did a fantastic job. I mean, look at all the detail on literally everything in this game. It's insane. And yeah, it's easy to overlook whenever you've played this game 100 times on 100 different consoles because it's come out that many times. But it really is an incredible game. It's beautiful. It's so much detail. It's massive. You could put thousands of hours into it and still not complete it. It's awesome. Such a great game. This is another one of those cities that I've gone werewolf in, where I just turn myself into, well, save the game, turn myself into a werewolf, and then just go crazy. Go nuts. Is that two of the same guy again? No, that's two different. What are they doing in there? Yeah, just go nuts. And it's super fun to do that. To just kill everyone on sight, and then you get a bunch of like, quest failed, because the people that gave you the quests are dying. But that's, you know, once you have your fun, it's a good way to get out frustration, and then once you have your fun, then you load your previous save, and it's like it never happened. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. All done. All gone. No more. So, Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. You know the Crimson Nirnroot quest in Blackreach? Blackreach, that's what it's called, right? Here's Stabby Guy. And this poor girl doesn't know what's coming. I'm glad that they give you the chance to save her. But yeah, Blackreach, Crimson Nirnroots. I have never completed that quest. And I didn't actually know. They respawn, right, after a while? I didn't know that. I thought it was like there were just a limited amount. So I have never completed that quest because I could never find more than like 20, and I think you need 30. I could never find more than like 17 to 20. And oh my gosh, an ad just popped up on my random topic generator website on my second screen, and it looked wildly inappropriate. Before I got a good, like, out of the corner of my eye, all I saw was a hand moving up and down, and well, thankfully it was just somebody scratching an itch. Like an ad for itch cream or something, but that was scary. It's like when you're using one of those torrent websites and you can't control what pops up when you click a movie. I hate those websites. I mean, they're nice to have, but they scare me. What was I? Oh yeah, Crimson Nirnroots. So yeah, that quest is super annoying to me because I could never find 30 Nirnroots. Crimson Nirnroots specifically. And I don't know, because it's part of like a, I guess a significant, well, I don't know if it's like the first side quest that you get whenever you enter Blackreach, so it seems significant, but I don't know if it is because I've never gotten to get very far in it. That was laggy. Oh, but did you know, I found this out on a Pinterest post a long time ago, that if you Fusro Da at the giant, like, sun hanging chandelier thing that's in the middle of Blackreach, if you Fusro Da at that, a dragon will come out and will just be flying around Blackreach. And this sounds, if you don't know about this, it sounds like I'm totally bullshitting you, but I promise I'm not. Dragon actually comes out, and it's got a name. It's one of the named dragons. Yeah, so if you're looking to get all the named dragons, there's one right there. I feel like at this point, everyone already knows about that. But I don't know, people are constantly discovering new things about Skyrim. Maybe it's something that you didn't know. Ooh, what's it? Oh my gosh, it's a little figurine of a dwarven sentry? I don't know, whatever they call them. I like Markarth, kinda. It's a nice little city. Very pretty. I mean, look at those waterfalls coming out of the architecture. That's cool. They probably are literally, if you like actually look closely at the waterfalls in Skyrim, they just come out of straight out of the rocks. They don't have a source. Oh, that one actually, these actually look like they're coming out of something. They've got like there's like a grate where it looks like there's probably pipes or something in there, but yeah, like the natural waterfalls, they just come straight out of the rocks. A little unrealistic, a little unimmersive, if you ask me, but you know, we deal. Is there anything we haven't seen? I feel like it's just walking around in circles. I'm getting super silly. I've been super silly. Like, just, it's not the vibe I intend with these videos. I intend to just be like very soothing, relaxing, but I don't know, I just feel like being my goofy self today, I guess. And I mean, I always want to be my goofy self, but but I try to like rein it in a little bit for these so that I can give you a soothing experience. But I'm just, I don't know, just my brain is like, I just want to be my regular talking about whatever the heck and in whatever way I want kind of self. So that's the side of me that you're getting tonight. I hope you like her. She's pretty cool, I guess. I've been, I don't know, I've had like a, I'm not burning out on YouTube, but like my drive is slowing down, but not in a burnout kind of way. I know burnout well, and this isn't burnout, but because it's not like with burnout, I feel like absolute dread whenever I even think about doing this and like forcing myself to like do the things that I need to do that I'm burnout on. Is absolute misery. And this isn't that, but this is just like, I don't know, I just like, my heart's like, not really feeling it today, but it's doing that every day. And I love making these videos. I love like whenever I'm in a passionate mood and I'm like thinking of all these ideas, things I want to do, things I want to say, types of videos that I want to make. But lately, I've been riding on old ideas because my brain's like, yeah, no, I'm not having it, nothing new for me. So we're just kind of existing in these videos. Just, I don't know, it's like my brain is just somewhere else every time. And then I sit down and I make myself do this because I want this. I want this. But I can't make good stuff, good content, when my brain just, like, my heart isn't in it. And well, it is, but it isn't. Like, because I love making videos and I love making you happy and helping you. But it's like my head just isn't in the game, you know? It's like High School Musical. Head not in the game. I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. I just need to get my creative energy back, I guess. My flow. I've been distracted lately. That's one thing. I've been like distracting myself, letting myself do other things. Like, I know I focus better on things like this whenever I focus on myself. Like whenever I'm really spending time with myself and not with other people. But I have been spending time with other people lately, and I want to spend time with my friends, but it takes, it's like I'm giving a piece of me to socialization, and when I do that, I don't have all the pieces of me that I need to be into, I need every piece of myself to be super into making a video. And if I don't have every piece of myself all in on it, then I don't know, I just like drift away. I just can't get my heart and mind into it. I don't know why, because I need to be able to divide my resources so that I can maintain like my social relationships and maintain friendships and keep up with this and work. I really wish that I could just do this instead of work, like do this as work, because then I would have much easier time. I'd have time blocked out for this during the day, and then time blocked out for friends in the evenings, but I have to spend all my time doing regular work and this, and then hardly have any time for friends. And if I have time for friends, it's because I'm taking away time from this, which is like the problem. Because I need... I don't know what's happening here. But I need rest time, and... Hang on, I'm getting a call. Okay, my dad's friend just called me and asked me to tell my dad to call him. So that's what that was. Guess he wasn't... the calls weren't going through or something. But... I only have about 5 more minutes in this recording. Also, if you just heard that, that was my chair, I promise. What? I feel like I've never been here. This doesn't seem familiar. No, wait, does it? Is this where their horses are? It doesn't... I don't know. What's going on up here? Farmers versus soldiers? These 2 guys look the same. Wait, those 3 guys look the same. What the... what the heck? What's with all the cloned people tonight? Ay, ay, ay. Dead end. Man, I'm super yawning a lot. For some reason, every time I record these, I end up, by the end of it, I'm yawning like crazy, and I also get really sniffly. I have no clue why I get sniffly. Something about talking for a long time just makes me sniffly, and I don't know why. I can't understand it. It doesn't... I don't know. My body just does weird things. Also, whenever I eat, even if I'm not eating something spicy or like particularly hot, my nose will start to run. I don't know why. It's really weird. I don't know. I just have a weird body. That's a fact. There's a wolf up here. And an altar? Are you on... Why do you look like that? And why are you growling at the... What happened? Ooh, a diamond! Okay, sorry, I'm gonna grab that because... Ugh, gross. I mean... Oops, sorry if that was loud. Jeez, that was loud. That was why I was avoiding reading those books. But I don't know, I'm in a silly mood. That's my excuse. Well, this is a really nice, pretty sunset to end things on. It's not as pretty as that other sunset from earlier, but you know, we got a nice view of the mountains, the whatever is on top of that mountain. Actually, I'm curious about that, but I'm not gonna walk all the way over there. And then this little farm, the sunset and the clouds, and ooh, the moon, or one of the moons. I'm pretty sure Skyrim has multiple moons. I should know that for sure, but I don't know. All I think of when I think of the night sky in Skyrim is the gorgeous aurora borealis. So pretty. I'd love to see that in real life someday. One day. I'll get there. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was a dragon. A hawk. Those are so hard to shoot out of the sky. Well, for me, I'm not a good aim. I have a hard time, like, knowing where exactly it's gonna be by the time my arrow gets there. So, because obviously I know to aim where it's gonna be, not where it is, but I just have a hard time thinking about where exactly it's gonna be based on how far away it is and how fast it's moving and how fast my arrow flies. And so, you know, that's a lot to calculate. I don't have a math brain. Ooh, it's getting foggy. But yeah, this has been a lovely chat. I'm very glad that you could be here with me, and thank you for putting up with my silliness, or sleeping through it, which, you know, that's always the goal, so hopefully you did sleep through it. If not, and I just revealed a lot of random things, unimportant things about my life to you, well, thanks for caring. Thanks for being here. Thank you for letting me talk you to sleep. I appreciate your company. It helps keep me sane, knowing that you're listening to my ramblings, as pointless as they may be sometimes, all the time even. But like I said before, this is kind of my therapy. Having you here with me, just hanging out, letting me talk, is very therapeutic. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out, and I've had a lovely time. If you have any questions for me, let me know, and I will make a point to answer them in the next video. But until then, thank you. I love you. And have a wonderful night.